Hey tubers, welcome back for another adventure. So I get a call from a buddy of mine, a guy I worked with, who told me that he had a tractor for me. I said cool, and here it is. So it's a Husqvarna, you guys could read that, right? Hydrostatic LTH13, and this thing's got an interesting story for it. So it's got the Kohler with the oil filter. This was one of those tractors kind of at his place that he kept meaning to get running again. And then we had a winter storm in March and a bunch of trees fell down. Well, a tree fell down and was kind of up against on the seat and, you know, kind of across the back of the tractor. And it was a pine tree, so the needles were holding it up pretty good, but it did fall down across it. So he called up his insurance agent. By the way, the tree took out a car of his and kind of made a mess with some other stuff. So anyway, he calls up his insurance agent, who comes and takes pictures and writes everything down. And the next thing he knows, he gets a summary and the tractor is on the summary. They gave him $1,800 to go out and buy another one. So he's like, you know what? I don't think I'm going to fix this one. It's got a couple of problems. First of all, I think what it died of is the steering. She knows so good. That's why I think he retired it. So that's got to be fixed. And then while it's been sitting in retirement, it hasn't, obviously, it has not been used. So it's, you know, Husqvarna LTH130 hydrostatic 42-inch cut. It's got the Kohler in it with an oil filter. And I got to go through the normal trivia. First thing I got to do is air up the tires and see if they'll hold air. I got to check out the engine to see if it's seized. If the engine's seized from sitting, then you know, quite honestly, it should just, you know, if the front tires hold air, what I should do is load it on the truck, pull the front tires and say goodbye to it. If the engine's okay though, and the hydrostatic and it'll move and all that kind of stuff, it could be worth a little bit of effort to try to get it rolling. It's got the deck, by the way, if anybody ever goes out and buys a tractor, see this deck has 4 wheels on it. Much easier to mow if you don't have a manicured lawn, as in perfectly flat. Like even here, the little, I don't know if you can notice a little dip here. That kind of stuff, if you don't have what's called a floating deck, is a real pain in the neck. It ends up dragging. It doesn't look like it's got the belt on it to drive the blades either. Trivial, right? Belt, what's a belt cost? True. But where you run into stuff, where you run into problems with when you're trying to bring something like this back is, given its appearance and all that, it's probably a $150 tractor, you know, and if you start spending 25 bucks on a belt and you know, you put several hours into it and you keep going from there, you can find yourself not in a good place. So anyway, it was free. I brought it home. Worst comes to worst, I don't know. It's worth something in scrap, obviously. I'm sure I'll get enough parts off of it, you know. From all that, it's worthwhile. I also like the adventure, the challenge. I mean, when I like kind of getting into it and seeing what exactly went wrong with the front, such that the steering is boogered up. What's wrong with the engine, you know, can I get it running again, you know, getting through the wiring situation and so forth, kind of one step at a time. I kind of enjoy the troubleshooting end of it. And if it is a functional hydrostatic, there are pluses with that, you know, when you're building stuff and all. It is kind of, once again, a step up. So there you are. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Looks like this is where it came from, Newberg Power Equipment. So there you are for the folks that live local. All right. Thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing. Remember, feet down, heads up, and get out and enjoy each and every one of your days. You don't know how many you're going to get, so make sure you have fun with all of them. Bye now.